Hi, welcome to another pick a card reading. This one is for the lovers. So, pause the video if you need to, take your moment, choose your pile, and down below in the description box should be a timestamp so you can go straight to your reading. Also, the cards that I'm using will be there in the box below. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can reach me on Facebook. I hope you enjoy your reading. Bye. Hi everyone, this is Group 1 reading. Okay, jumping straight into the masculine's headspace. So there's a lot going on under the surface in this connection, but on the surface, in this headspace, we have Three of Cups and a Page of Cups. So if this has been a connection that's been, I feel like there's been something recently where things have been a bit hard and tested, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, so many things going on right now. So, a lot of connections are being challenged, and I feel like this is one of them. And maybe coming out of that time of challenge now and working together, coming back together, I feel like with this energy, the masculine's headspace is focused on, if there's been issues, making amends. This can be an apology, if needed, if applies. But this could also be celebration, reunion, friendship, coming together, like just not beautiful gestures, gentleness, smaller gestures with the Page of Cups. It is younger energy. It could even talk about some people, it could be a fresh connection, but I really don't feel like there's history here. I don't want to say this is a new connection for really anyone. I don't think. It may be. There's always room for all possibilities. Masculine's headspace, really thrilled to be back. If I just thrilled to be back, I feel like I want to say thrilled to be back in contact if there's been no contact, or thrilled to be working things out, working together. So the heart space, more beautiful energy, Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands, and I pulled a bunch of extra cards here in the heart space. Why did I do that? Can't remember. It's been a big chat here with Spirit while I've been looking through these cards and feeling my way through the reading. But yeah, the bunch came out, and I did the same for the feminine, but in a different area, because there's I just feel like there's something more going on here. But anyway, heart space is feeling like, this is public victory card, so and romance and beautiful. Yeah, I feel like if there's been a romantic evening together, that's really fondly sitting in the masculine's heart space with that memory, like he's relishing in that memory for those that applies to, and feeling really ultra connected, 5D sexual energy, and just pleasant, beautiful energy, really connecting nicely at this time. So the heart space is really enjoying that part of the connection. So in the masculine's heart space below the surface, and this could be to do with what's happened recently. I feel like this is something individual too, though, because the masculine's got some deep, heavy things he's working through here. We've got, now, what came out first? The Seven of Swords and the Five of, they were right up. Seven and Five of Swords. So, and that was on top of public victory. So coming out of, like, a real serious mental struggle, or just like perhaps you weren't seeing eye to eye, perhaps this is totally internal of the masculine side, but this could be deceptive behavior or sneaky behavior, but it could also be strategizing and in the mind and trying to move your way through this, to navigate this and move it into more nice territory. Like the masculine may be feeling like he's been victorious over some mental anguish recently, but there's still some deep-seated wounds or patterns or self-beliefs that the masculine needs to work through. And I feel that with the Devil and the Hermit reversed. With the Hermit reversed, I really get this feeling of like the masculine paints himself as the black sheep quite often, or sees himself as a bit of a misfit or something like that. Like perhaps pushes himself away a little bit. But then perceives that as the world's pushing him away. But it's really his own creation or something he's stuck with here. There's also potential for codependency or addiction issues or things like this that the masculine might be really indulging in this connection or out of. Not to say this masculine has another lover, I don't feel that energy at all, but like it could be addictions of all kinds, work addiction, drug addiction, alcohol, smoking, or whatever, you know, that energy. I feel like the masculine wants to work with the feminine through some of these issues too, with the Hermit reverse devil. Like maybe he wants to like stop keeping all this battle to himself, and there might be desire to work with the feminine through some of these things if she's willing to work with him through some. So the masculine is viewing the feminine as the Eight of Wands and the High Priestess. Gorgeous energy, so really ultra psychically connected, a little bit mysterious, quite the enigma. The Eight of Wands, so there could be a lot of communication, you know, it is nice energy right now between these two people, so there could be a lot of communication back and forwards. This can be love arrows flying back and forwards, but it can also, I felt when I saw this first and foremost, and then it was confirmed by the High Priestess, was this is messages through the ether. This is connecting 5D and drawing each other in that way, or sending messages that way. Yeah. And that's how the masculine is viewing the feminine at this time. So he's receiving those messages loud and clear, and sees the feminine's quite a powerful person in the masculine's eyes here. Like just a total force, force to be reckoned with. And the design moving forward for the masculine is to come through these harder times together and build upon those experiences, and you turn them around into strength card here. And this is that Ten of Pentacles is that longevity card. It's showing up and building something huge. Like this is total commitment. So masculine is wanting to just build, grow. These are really beautiful desires coming from the masculine here, really committed to the path ahead, and has a lot of faith in what this connection can be, and has a real desire to turn any weaknesses into strengths within the connection, within self, just to embrace this opportunity, the opportunities that this connection provides in learning and evolution and expansion of awarenesses, and just I do feel like the masculine is really starting to, if you didn't already, but just really starting to see what this connection, the potential of it, on a deeper level. Perhaps his bandwidth of emotional understanding and perception of this connection is expanded, and it's like there's more awareness there coming from the masculine of the potency of the power within this connection. Now, I'll go straight to the masculine's oracles. Should I? Yeah, why not? Oh well, I've done it now. Power, my power. So the masculine, needing to remember his power to overcome some of this stuff. I feel like the masculine is in a bit of a in a personal battle at the moment with it's a really remembering the power of the connection, remembering the power, and that comes from remembering power of self, and that's needed to overcome any of this mental anguish that the masculine may have been going through, or lower vibrational ways of being or connections. So needing to remember his power and use his power in a way that benefits his and expands his own life and creation. The other card for the masculine was the wait. It's not time yet, things are being woven. So I do feel like the masculine is seeking a lot of answers at the moment. Like this mental, there's a lot of indication that, oops, lost a card. and it's actually gone. That's okay, I know what it was. I'll get it later. Weird. Okay, I know why it fell on the ground now. Hang on a sec. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Right, it was the Temperance card, which was in the feminine's desire moving forward. And it fell on the ground because the masculine is having a bit of trouble with balance and temperance at this time. Wait, having trouble with waiting and wanting the answers now and wanting to move forward now. And the masculine needs to slow down and allow the universe to unfold this divine flower exactly as it needs to unfold. Yeah, this is a time of surrender for the masculine. So just just with this energy, I feel like quite anxious, and so the masculine isn't like, yeah. There's a quite a lot of going on in the heart space for the masculine. So, okay. It is quite this anxiousness to move forward and to figure it out, to get the answers, to know, because it's just. And I feel this image too, like the masculine is on the edge of something so huge and so unknown, and it's scary. And it's just, yeah. Okay, moving on to the feminine now. In the feminine's headspace, we're quite grounded, okay? Yeah. I was going to go through all the star signs because I saw the sun and thought, there it is. Represented here, we've got Leo quite heavily with the sun and strength. We've got Pisces, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Gemini. Okay. And Virgo. So in the feminine's headspace, we've got quite grounded energy, really focusing on, see, the way these cards were facing, it was the masculine's pile was over here. And I just noticed how the feminine is really trying to focus on what she's creating, so it should go like this actually, what she's creating, her manifestation, where she's spending her energy, where she's investing herself, not wanting to spend any energy in anything that's not going to return to her, bring her benefit. She doesn't want to waste any energy at this time. We've got a lot of movements happening at the moment in the sky, planetarily, which calls for this. We've got Saturn going back into Capricorn, which can be quite grounded energy. Capricorn is that business-like, mundane type of energy it can be, and very earth-based as opposed to Capricorn, and yeah, that can often bring about a little bit of building, like focusing back on what we're building if there has been any pull away from that. And if things have been a little bit hard within the connection, then that's going to consume, I feel, quite a lot, has consumed the feminine quite a lot, because there is this indication of self-love needed here for the feminine. Perhaps she has given a lot of energy towards this heavier stuff that the masculine is carrying, but has pulled herself back here a bit in the mental space and really wanting to focus on what's going to bring joy. And spreading her own joy and light too, like really enjoying those places. I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, this could be other connections in the feminine's life too, where she's just enjoying the opportunity to bless these connections with her bright light. I just see the sun hitting the plant here, and I think that the feminine's looking at those connections that are worth nurturing in her life and focusing on them, and also her own creations. This is skill building and manifestations, and so really focusing on what you're creating there with the feminine. Beautiful grounded energy. The masculine is a little bit more dreamy, less grounded at this time in this reading. In the heart space, we've got Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, you queen. Look at you. Beautiful, unconditional, gorgeous, soft, beautiful, surrendering love, intuitive, nurturing, warm, motherly, gorgeous love coming from the feminine's heart space for self, for all of those that she nurtures and spends her time with. And right now, I feel the feminine's getting back in touch with her emotional body in a more balanced and healthy way, because I feel like there's been an imbalance and the feminine's like, no, I need to look after me here. And I feel like that's been part of it. And any other connections that may have been missed out, the feminine's sending a lot of love to, and perhaps sending a lot of love to her masculine at this time too, because I feel like the feminine has a fairly broad awareness of what's going on. She's watching over him. We've got High Priestess cards. She can see the masculine and what he's doing when he's not there or around or whatever. She sees all the layers here, I do feel. And so, yeah, perhaps sending a bit of love too, but protecting your own heart. This can sometimes be a reminder. The Queen of Cups there's a shadow side to her where she is overgiving and sometimes needs that Queen of Swords to come in and be her boundaries and be her assertiveness. But anyway, multi-layered here, self-love is the most important message of this heart space for the feminine. Right. Feminine's viewing the masculine, Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So I do see a lot of sexual energy working here. This Knight of Wands can be quite a catch in that way, sending a lot of energy. The Wands are that spiritual energy too. Passion and fire and sacral and all that, but working together too. So like I said earlier, with the masculine's heart space, might wanting to work with the feminine and get some of her support and guidance through some of this harder stuff that might be personal and external to the connection. It might not be external, but wanting to work together. And the feminine can see that. He's showing up, he's got this vision, he wants to lead this connection. He's being perhaps just a bit more either magnetic or assertive in the connection, I feel, with this King of Wands, and wanting to like direct it somewhere to see a result. And I feel like that comes from this need to know with the masculine at the moment. And he's just got to surrender that, like wait, things are being woven, allow things to unfold. Try not to push in a certain direction, the message to the masculine. And the feminine might be telling him that too with this, how she's viewing him, but it could also, be well received. So, burning up. And it's winter here, by the way. These cards just burn my face sometimes. So here's that Temperance card. And this is in the feminine's desire moving forward. She wants to move forward with balance. This came with these Five of Wands, Three of Swords. She wants to find balance and harmony and like sort of balance the polar opposites of what goes on in this connection, because it is very yin-yang. It does feel very twin flamey, mirrory in some ways. There's just really wanting to come out of, I feel, any of arguments and just lower, heavier stuff, like not wanting to engage in that. And I'm really just, if you're going to do that, if you're going to bring that to me, masculine, I'm going to, I'm just going to be over here sort of just going to wait it out and let you, because I feel like this conflict is being brought from the masculine, and the feminine's like, well, I don't really have space for that. Like, this is what I want in my mind space. This is what I want in my heart space. I feel like there's this, the feminine doesn't want to bring any of that heavy stuff forward. The masculine's got some healing to do, I hear. And with the desire moving forward, two extras that came out, the Nine of Wands, Four of Wands. So again, it talks about the resilience of this connection, and the feminine's really looking at this like, do I want to keep going? Like, of course she's going to keep going. I do see that there's so much love in this connection, so much love and passion here between these two people, but there's also this guardedness, and because of some of the things that keep coming up that need to be dealt with, they need to be addressed, or it's just not going to move forward. So the feminine's sort of wanting to just apply patience and allow more brave, gorgeous, beautiful, unconditional, loving feminine holding space for the masculine to help guide through this and teach and share love. We've got the Four of Wands, which is healthy connections too, and I just see the way that this wall up is protecting this desire for healthy connections. It's like, hang on a minute, I'm just really not going to want to move forward on this unless it's going to be this. I want this. This is so passionate and friendship and healthy. Like, Four of Wands is the twin flame card, a marriage card. It's just gorgeous connections in your community that everybody works together, and it's just wonderful. Very creative and fun and expressionate. And And the feminine wants only that, right? The Sun card, what we're working on here, just so, and there's no reason why she can't have that, because I feel like this feminine's worked really hard to remove not all of, we've all working still forever, but like remove a lot of this stuff. The feminine's been there through this stuff, and in her own way, and she doesn't want to have that it's got to be healthy, or she doesn't want to move forward with it. Outcome cards. You're trying your best, feminine. You're doing your best, I feel. I just want to say that, okay? So go easy on yourself. If this is really hard and draining sometimes, don't be afraid to just turn the phone off or whatever you got to do. Go care for yourself, and you're doing really well here in this situation, I see. Now, outcome cards. They're a bit nice, aren't they? We've got a self-love card, withdrawal and healing, with this Four of Swords. Swords are that mental realm, so taking a step back, perhaps from focusing all the energy and attention on anything that's not, being quite conscious of what you're letting in your mind space, and I can see that reflected again there in the feminines. I feel like the masculine too is trying his best. Like, it is dreamier, less grounded energy, but as long as he really is trying to rise up over that anguish. You're both trying, okay? I love you both, okay? The lovers in the world. So we're closing out a cycle. We really are putting that to rest, I hope, and working together to heal here. This is a coming together union type card. We've got the beautiful lovers in the middle. In some cases, this could be that somebody is choosing self-love and what's in alignment with themselves over the connection, and choosing to close out this cycle and walk away. That is a potential here in this outcome. For others, it's putting self first, and self-love, like I said, and stepping back and doing what you need to do in order to come back into alignment and heal and come together. Well, I feel like you've already come back together, but working together, continue and closing out the cycle together. So some people, this is a self-love pulling away from it, and this is a decision being made in alignment to your highest good. Sometimes the lovers can be, when individualized, it's not about a relationship per se, then it's usually a huge decision that's in alignment with your destiny, your path, and what's right and best for you. And then the world just being, that closing out of a cycle. So whether it's together or apart, that's your scenario, but a lot of people I do see will be working together here. This is a lot of togetherness. There's so much love in this connection. So I don't see people totally walking away at this point, but there is teamwork and healing that needs to be done here, separate and together. Now the feminine's oracle cards, I knew there was something missing. I'm like, what else is here? Trust your intuition, okay, and lifting the veil. Questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. And that's what I mean, right? That's why I should have pulled that, then the outcome. Like, hang on, some story part line is missing here. So that's what I mean about this. Trust your intuition. If you have been, like I've said here for the feminine, she's really like, I'm really not going to spend any energy on anything that's not going to bring me my happiness. And she knows what she brings to the table. So why, like, I just don't know why you'd bring some gourmet, beautiful fish and salad, like fresh caught from a lake with your bare hands sort of thing, like lovingly made, to a table with just slop and people's feet up on it. I don't know why, that's just the image I'm getting. But anyway, so this choice in the feminine's oracle cards here, to trust your intuition and question everything. Is this connection in alignment? Question it totally. Question your beliefs around this connection. That was a big one in itself. Question your beliefs around this connection. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that resonated and gave some sort of comfort and clarity and guidance, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, this is for everyone who chose group number 2, and I'll jump straight in to the masculine's headspace. Alright. Okay, so we've got the Fool and the Page of Pentacles in the masculine's headspace, and I've This could be a connection that's in separation at this time. It may not be. There does feel to be an element of separation for a lot of people. But in the masculine's headspace, we are at a fresh new cycle. This is a brand new beginning. It could be a new project or a new job or something fresh happening that is requiring all of the masculine's attention. He is, in a huge place of creative potential, I feel, for the masculine right now. His headspace is just really focusing in on his creation and what he's doing, his mission, his purpose, his path, his job, whatever that is, whatever it is it's called, that he... it feels like a fresh opportunity though here, or a lot of growth within his company, or if he owns a business or something like this. There's a lot of growth here in his life at this time. It's requiring, him to be quite grounded and focused on. Now, this could be in regards to the connection, and the masculine could be working on skill building in regards to the way he's showing up in connection and trying new things in that way. But it does mostly feel like it's individual in the masculine's life, separate to the connection. Heart space. Got the Empress. Ten of Swords and the Strength card. So, with this new beginning, it could have brought about an ending. That could have been the case for some. For others, I feel like this is just so tightly woven that this is like... It just feels so intricate. It feels like there's a lot of personal details here. And that these things are two totally separate things even. That the ending, perhaps. But anyway, the feminine first and foremost came out in the masculine's heart space here with the Empress. So he is feeling her energy at this time. He's feeling her beautiful connection. And she's, I feel, sending a lot of love and nurturing down that cord that connects them at this time. And he feels that and receives that. If there has been no contact or some sort of separation within this connection, he is really wanting to reach out, he's fine. If there is separation here, it is not easy for the masculine to not reach out if that's the case, if he's not reaching out at this time. And he does want to, for those that are in separation. For those that aren't, and this could be so many different endings. It could be this connection actually crumbling down to the... I just don't think so, though, with a lot of... I just feel like there's something going on here. Something had to end. Something maybe wasn't healthy. Perhaps it came to light, and if this couple's working on it, that could be the case here too. But Ten of Swords and the Strength card together, it really does show that whatever this is has been a challenge. It's called on you to rely on your deepest strengths. To the masculine, this is his heart space. So the masculine viewing the feminine as in this leadership energy. Look at this beautiful... Look at the cards. They all just flow in colour here. And same with the feminine's headspace. I like that too. This matches that colour theme with the purples and such. But anyway, in leadership and sharing her knowledge, I feel with the Hierophant, she could be in a position where she is sharing wisdom and teachings of some sort. And in the public light a little bit with this Six of Wands, the feminine could be and confident in her role and just driving her life forward and claiming her purpose and stepping up into her power and just, This can also represent that he views the feminine as marriage material with the Hierophant. This could be a desire for deeper connection and to bring this connection into the public light. Or this is viewing the feminine, so it could be that the feminine wants to do that, or has wanted to bring this connection into the public light and drive things forward in a committed way. The masculine can see that the feminine may want that. That could be the case here too. I can see for the masculine here that he is, again, focusing on this new beginning that's going on for him, the skill development and building, whatever he has invested his energy and time into. He is really wanting to focus on that in his moving forward, and also family connections and children, if that applies. If this masculine is a parent, it could be that there. I feel like the situation here is that there's some that if it is separation, that there's separate homes or things to be worked out before being able to come together might be the case for some connections here, and there could be separate children, perhaps as well. Both or one of the people in this connection may have children, and if it's the masculine on this side, I can see that he wants to focus on his children and family and home, and that's becoming quite important to him at this time for whatever reason. It might be that something's happened in the family home, a change dynamic in the dynamic, or something that's called for his attention. That won't be the case for everybody, because I do feel like this masculine is quite busy at work. Not to say that doesn't mean it couldn't, whatever. But the masculine's desire moving forward is to really focus on his investments and putting his energy into what's going to bring return for him. He wants to really see some harvest for all the efforts he's put in, and just only spending energy on what's important, I feel, moving forward. Like he wants to get serious about something, I feel. Like there's this, I don't know. So there's that beautiful colour combination I was talking about before with the feminine in her headspace. These beautiful purples. I love it. Okay, so 3 and 3. 3 might be significant to you, that number. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the Star card. So yeah, like I said, for those in separation at this time, or in no contact, if that's the case, there is this deep longing and desire to reconnect, and waiting for a contact or a message from the masculine for 222 on my clock at the time, on mine. The feminine could be really waiting to see some sign of hope from the masculine, or a sign from the masculine, or a message or something like this. Waiting to, perhaps also seeing, like this could also be waiting to see how his thing goes, whatever this is that is a new beginning for him. Like there's this element of waiting and hoping for success for him, and hoping that things work out in his favour, and that just waiting to see the expansion of his project and how it unfolds. There's that element to it too, but for the most part I did feel quite a tenderness and longing for the connection. And there's like a lot of, perhaps seeing a lot of synchronicities and feeling quite connected, even if in separation from the feminine, feeling quite connected there. It's kind of hard to avoid. It's in her mind. It's the signs and synchronicities. It's that, In the heart space, Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. So you could be feeling a little bit stuck and restricted in the heart space about how to move forward on something, how to move forward with your path of what you're doing. There's this element of doing really well and finding a lot of emotional fulfillment in life, and creating things, and just manifesting, and there's quite this powerful element to your way of being in life and existence. But there's also this time in your day or where this takes over, and it can be quite consuming, quite struggling and stuck and quite really hard, and I just feel like it comes in the way of your manifestations quite a bit lately, maybe. And we've got a lot of planetary aspects up there right now that are supportive of this deep internal energy, where we're quite like looking at where we're stuck, looking at our illusions, looking at all these things that need to come up, that need healing, that need our attention, that get in the way of our manifestations of our healing. They're coming up so that we can face them, and I feel like that might be the case for you. And most of the times I just feel like with this feminine, there's quite a lot of the time you're doing great, and you're high vibing, and you're sending love, and you're doing your thing. You're in your vibe and you're in your element. But then there's these times lately where this connection causes you to just not sure how to move forward with it, and I feel like it holds you back in a way. Like you want to do something with your life, but something within this connection not being in the right place prevents you from moving forward or something, and you don't need it to be perfect to move forward. You don't need this 10 of Cups outcome to create. Like, if that applies, if this is surrendering and letting go, surrender and letting go, and let God, and all is as it's meant to be. And yeah, okay, so viewing the masculine, feminine's viewing the masculine with the Emperor, Temperance, a Hanged Man. So this is all major arcana energy, and quite reserved, I feel, pulled back a little bit. So yeah, I do feel the masculine is quite internalized at this time. Quite balanced, but just going within, seeking guidance, maybe having a bit of boundaries, and focusing on what, if he's working or owns a business, very in high demand in that way, and trying to seek healthy work-life balance or give himself a moment in his day might be a bit tricky. I just see this as very hard-working energy, overworked energy, and perhaps needing to put brakes on, or already has, or just this need to take time for self and to not feel bad for it, for the masculine. And the feminine's viewing the masculine in that energy. Sending a lot of love and hope and connection to reconnect if that's the case. So I was seeing if there was something else there. It's okay. Feminine's desire moving forward, to get out of this Nine of Cups, to move forward from the Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, to remove this. It's been weighing down for a bit now, and we really want to it's like a weed in the garden, and its roots are deep, and we've got to pull it out, because it's getting in the way of this. Your prosperous new beginning, your beautiful creation, your sun, your light. It's getting in the way of your light. And it serves. Okay, pull myself up right there. Not to say that it was like, should never have been there. It damn straight should have, because this is you learning and growing. And all serves, and I just don't feel like I need to tell you that. But yeah, we are moving away from this. This is a desire moving forward for the feminine, to put this heaviness down, to move the connection into a nicer place where there's a lot of just expression and joy, and just this, like, hills are alive. But also within self. For most importantly, should be, I do feel, for self, to move not the connection into a healthy place, but your own mental status, and not letting this have power over you anymore, or whatever it is, or this need to have the connection together, or to have whatever it is that you feel like you need from this connection, to let that go, so that you can continue to manifest and grow, and live your best life, and be your bright, brilliant self. It's necessary to really go into this stuff and find out, ask those self-inquisitive questions about, what is it you need from this connection, and why, what are you telling yourself that you need from it, that needs to be in place before you can do this or achieve that, or you'll feel good about this if that's in place. Like, questioning those things a little bit. Feminines. Okay, alright, so I'll go for both the outcomes, both the oracle cards now. The masculine has presence and I'm sorry, defenselessness, riding past wrongs, and uprooting. Okay, so yeah, the masculine is going through it could be separate to the connection. It's requiring his presence, it's requiring all his attention right now, and that has pulled it away from the feminine perhaps, and perhaps he's feeling sorry that he's unable to reach out at this time. That may be the case for some. For others, it's I'm sorry to the feminine for some wrongdoings that may have happened within the connection that may have caused this silence. And then it may also be personal. I'm sorry, his personal life. He's maybe busy right now working on some family issues that have come up for him, something separate. The feminine's oracle cards, we've got authority and big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. And so this is that message I feel for the feminine, to be her own authority, to step out of the smaller details of this connection and whatever it is about this connection that's causing you to feel stuck, or that you can't move forward, or whatever that gets you down at that time of day, whenever that is, whatever, however it applies, right? Be your own authority over that, and just look and zoom out. Remember the bigger picture. I feel like you're somebody who always looks at the bigger picture anyway, so this won't be hard for you to do. I don't feel like it's going to be too hard. I don't want to say it's easy, because I can see this is a challenge. It is a challenge, but you're so strong, and I know that. And so you have what it takes to be your own authority over these situations, over these thoughts, over your own mind, and zoom out away from the details and look at the bigger picture, and remember on what you're creating in your path and your manifestation, and knock away any need to control any detail outside of this beautiful light that you're creating, this gorgeous seed that is in your hands. That's the seed you're creating, you're nurturing, right? Just shine all your beautiful light onto that. Right, outcome cards all over the shop here. Outcome, we've got beautiful, magnetic, wonderful Queen of Wands, which just tells me that this is that bigger picture thinking. She is bigger picture thinking. She is just on her path, on her purpose, creating. Oof, she is fire. The Wheel of Fortune, I do feel fresh energy comes into this connection. Four of Wands again, twin flame energy. It was in the last reading too, but this can talk about coming together and reconnecting, and that your magnetics, and as you let go, I feel like I'm talking to a feminine here. If it's the case that the feminine needs to let go here, that is what will draw in communication. This is so magnetic. You'll draw in all that you need, all the healthy connections that you need could be drawn into you karmically through your own alignment. I feel like I'm talking to a feminine there, but now to bring it back for masculine and feminine together, this connection, like I said, that bringing this connection back into alignment by making healthy choices, by being present to your path and working on what you're working on separate to your other person. Yeah, inspired ideas. So these are two very creative people that, with the retrogrades recently, for whatever reason, have either not been able to meet halfway or see eye to eye if it's been a disagreement, or if it's been something completely out of your control. And it's just, it's been harder for a little while now, but I do feel that things will shifting. Things will shift, and you can expect, if you release and let go, you can expect this connection to get the breathing space that it needs to grow and move through this and shift. We've got the wheel here in the outcome, right? Wheel of Fortune. Things shift, things change. Four of Wands, beautiful. That's such a gorgeous, healthy, beautiful connection card. It can talk about marriage connections and celebration with your closest loved ones, and creativity, and it's just such a healthy, beautiful card. And yes, did I mention also a twin flame card? So I'll leave it there. I hope this reading gave some sort of comfort and clarity and or guidance, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey everyone that chose group 3, let's get on in. Starting with the masculine's headspace, and I think I was going to pull one more before I started recording, but here we go. I forgot to do that. Oh, I went past it. There it is. Okay, thought so. It's on the bottom, 6 of Swords. Okay, there's a bit of releasing that needs to go on here within this connection. Some releasing needs to happen. So we've got in the masculine's headspace the King of Wands, 8 of Wands, Knight of Cups, very passionate energy, really wanting to come forward with a romantic offer or gesture or a lot of passion and love for the feminine here. this is sexual desire, but this is also in the bigger picture too. This is leadership, visionary energy with this King of Wands. This is, it could be a lot of communication coming back and forwards about romance and about connection, or wanting to. The masculine's headspace could be quite focused on that at this time. There's a lot of romantic love vibes coming from the masculine, and I do feel like this, it's in all the readings now. I'm on the third reading again. Here we are, and there's challenge here. The planets are playing around. There's lots of retrogrades and things are going on. So, and it's reflected here in the reads. The heart space for the masculine, we've got beautiful Wheel of Fortune, gorgeous Six of Cups, and the Lovers. So yeah, these cards do show that this is this beautiful soulmate connection, past life connection here, and it's felt very keenly in the heart space. It's just such a special connection to the masculine. He really wants to hold it close. He wants reunion. If there is separation here, there's a big desire to shift that, to come out of separation and into union. If that applies here, there's big desire on the masculine's part to come together, to work together, to unite, align, and create change and shift from wherever this connection is at this time. There could be a lot of reminiscing from the masculine as well, just really, really engrossed in the feminine's energy, or memories of, or there's a lot of tenderness there. The masculine's viewing the feminine. It's the Page of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. So the feminine is not in such gentle, loving light, sending to the masculine, not as squishy and romantic, should I say. It's because there's something has come up here, obviously, within this connection, and it could be the case, like I said, for some to be in separation for quite some time now, and others this could be a recent event due to recent astrological events, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, all this stuff is coming up, Saturn shifting. We've got a lunar eclipse in Capricorn coming up. We've just got some intense stuff. New moon in Cancer. That's big. Because Cancer is home there for the moon. And that is the ruler of our emotions. And that is a bit of a reset there too for a lot of people. I guess it'll affect everyone differently and where it falls for you. But Cancer moon, come on. There's a lot of aspects right now that are quite huge, and it can trigger a number of things within connections and self, for introspect, to be reevaluated, or to transmute old pain. And anyway, back to the reading. The masculine's viewing the feminine as probably maybe on high alert at the moment, and withdrawn, and not really sure how she's just not responding at this time. Could be that the feminine's in silence here, or it could also be that the feminine is feeling left out in the cold. But for the most case here, I do feel like it may be the masculine that's been left in the cold, the feminine withdrawn, and struggling with a bit of fear maybe at this time. It could also just be defensiveness, wanting to protect self. We've got high alert here with the Page of Swords. It can be wanting to gain more insight on the situation before she can move forward or make a decision here, or this is also like a watching over energy. The feminine could be watching over the masculine, and and that could be helping her gauge what she needs to do and how she's feeling and process in her process. The masculine's desire moving forward. Beautiful Eight of Pentacles, wanting to, show up here and work on this connection. Ace of Cups, beautiful, unconditionally loving connection. Nine of Cups, this is his wish fulfillment, to push this, to work on this, to show up here with the Eight of Pentacles, and to work together and work on this connection, and move through whatever hard time has come up into the big picture that he sees for this connection. He sees so much potential here and wants to really wants to show up and apply that and move past any grief and let go of any grief, work together through any grief, apply love. And yeah, it could also be the big sense here that there's just been like this huge element of feeling like this connection had so much potential and it was really going somewhere, and someone in the connection just feels like it didn't go there. They just had so much more hope for the connection, and it couldn't get there for some reason. Like I'm just seeing with the Nine of Cups, I love how these cards do this with the light. It's not exactly the same, but I feel it. There's just like this big hope explosion for the connection and all that you'd wished for, and it just going down the drain, like it didn't happen. I just feel that I got that from this, and there's this wanting to bring that back, because there still is a lot of hope and faith here, a lot of potential here. The feminine's headspace, really deeply going within at this time, connecting to source, connecting to her guides, deep in practice, deep in meditation, yoga, whatever it is that she does that helps her feel connected and grounded, and it gives her, however she connects to source and gets her divine wisdom. I feel like really sitting deeply in intuition and internal realms. Again, reflected here with the Seven of Wands, very internal card. You can see here at the solar plexus, she is activated. She is going deep within to find that power within, to make some sort of decision here and find balance within this chaos that may be being experienced, trying to find grounding, and feeling quite challenged. The Seven of Pentacles is a lot of these wands can be different challenges and things coming at you, and feeling like you need to defend yourself, feeling like you need to step back and find balance here, taking care of self so that you can rise to the challenge. The feminine's headspace is challenged, but she's I was going to say queen, but empress, just totally doing what you need to do to move your way through it, to go through the process. Self-love is paramount. Your practices are paramount, I'm feeling. If you're not doing your practices, please do, but I just feel like this is showing me that it is what you're doing. Okay, so heart space. We've got the Death card, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, right? So the feminine wants to, with intuition is guiding her to move on, perhaps from this connection, or move on from, and to evolve this connection. It could be to move on from it, but there's so hard to let go. There's a lot of trouble letting go here with this Four of Pentacles. It could also be that the feminine is again blocking her heart, keeping her cards close to her chest, and wanting to keep, protect herself. This is a self-preservation card. It's conserving your energy. So there's more internal. This is rebirth, right? So something's ending. This could be a bit of ego death here, a little bit of just like not an ego death. I feel like it's a transformation of some sort, some huge shedding going on here, and it's painful. I feel like it's a little bit challenging here. A bit hard to let go of the old skin, perhaps, but it's happening nonetheless. And the feminine, we've got this Eight of Cups, so this can definitely talk about the feminine wanting to walk away from this connection, or to walk away from that old skin. However it applies for you. But another tech issue, thanks Mercury retrograde. So moving on now to the feminine's, the way she's viewing the masculine. King of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Tower, and the World in reverse. So again, I do feel this talk about feeling disappointed that the connection didn't become all that it could have been, and that there's been a call of a decision being made here for an ending. But the world is in reverse. There's this need for closure. There's this need for answers, perhaps. I feel like there's more to unfold here. Whether that's closure or coming together and healing and moving through this together. But at this point, the feminine's viewing the masculine in this King of Swords energy. So he could be being quite expressive about how he feels about this ending, and that it's causing him a lot of pain with this Tower card. It could be causing him a lot of inner turmoil and all sorts of change happening in his life or in his inner world, and it's finding it really hard to let go. And there's this element of, from one side of the connection, somebody is really upset about it not rising to the potential. Like it should have. I just feel like it really should have. It had everything. Like something about it, it had everything it needed to become something, and it didn't, for whatever reason. So yeah, the masculine could be, he could be expressive in quite a, with a lot of the loving energy that does come from the masculine. He has so much hope and love for this connection still, so I don't feel like this is getting nasty. I feel like it's just a lot of pain. I don't know if you can hear the sirens going off right now, but yeah, it feels, maybe it's an emergency to the masculine. It's causing a lot of sirens to go off for him, a lot of epiphanies, a lot of realizations about this connection. It's causing a lot of internal processing for the masculine here. For both. Okay, so feminine's desire moving forward. There's still hope in this connection. 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands, waiting for a public victory and for things to come out of this heaviness and into something more beautiful. This could be for some feminines that because we've got such walking away energy and ending energy that then so for some cases this is a breakup has happened or is happening, and the feminine is desire to move forward is to only for what is going to bring emotional fulfillment in the highest with this 10 of Cups. She wants the happily ever after and nothing less. For some, it'll be that you work together in this connection to gain that together, and you're willing to put in the work and see and work together for this connection to expand with the 3 of Wands, waiting for expansion. But either way, a decision's been made here for the highest good, for the highest happiness. We have a victory card. The desire moving forward is to have victory in this connection. I do feel that this is not a breakup. It may be like, make or break and some hard times for sure, but I just feel like there's a lot more to unfold here between this couple. It could just be that closure chapter is to unfold. But there's more here. In the outcome, we've got the 4 of Swords, Empress, and the Sun. I think we had these two, or at least this one in one of the outcomes of an earlier read. And this is, self-love, withdrawal, taking time out to nurture yourself and bring back the light. This has been the message for all the readings, I'm pretty sure. Most of it, I don't know. It's a blur. The message comes in and out, and then I don't remember. And then sometimes a friend will tell me, "Oh, I picked this one." I'm like, I can't remember what I said. I'm sorry. This is a choice in self-love and healing. To step back and look at the bigger picture, to apply that gorgeous, nurturing love, and bring the light back in. I do feel like the light is going to come back in naturally. I feel like you don't really need to do much to make this connection. I just don't feel like it's effort on your part. I feel like this might be needing to just apply love, apply healing, apply gentleness, apply patience and balance, and just allow it to unfold. The Empress is that divine feminine energy, so that is the element of surrender and flow and alignment and drawing things in, receptivity, receiving healing and light. And so this could also be, in other ways too, this could also be a suggestion to go and take, if there's been a desire or an inspiration to go and see a healer of some kind, or connect with people that lift you up, or circle work or groups or anything like that. It's definitely an indication here that you would benefit from community connection and healing and practitioners. Now the Oracle cards for the masculine, we've got Surrender, which is in perfect alignment with what the rest of his cards are here, right? Of course it is. And all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. And the masculine is, I do feel with this King of Wands, Eight of Wands, 9 of Cups. It's very externalized energy, like he's projecting it towards the feminine, wanting to draw her in, and he needs to go within himself at this time and surrender. Surrender to what's going on, allow it breathing room. Like I said, I don't feel like this is over, and I don't feel like things need to be pushed to figure things out any sooner. It's just like, just allow it, because it will come good. The sun is in the outcome. Self-love and healing is the path to that. Self-love and withdrawal, rest, deep replenishment, and connection, nurturing, all that stuff is so important, okay? And that in itself will draw in and bring the connection into alignment, or bring healing and love into the connection. When you bring it to self, it'll feed into all around you as it does. But anyway, surrender and all paths lead to home. So what I felt with this one also is, reflective of that Tower card that the masculine may be in, that even though that this may be quite chaotic and disruptive or destructive for you, to surrender to that, and that this is happening for you, not to you. And that, you may feel like you're off the path, but you're not. You're on the way home, and to just trust that and go within and listen to that inner guidance. Don't push. No pushing. We're surrendering. Okay, so the feminine has, you are ready. You are ready. You are ready to take any step you need to take. That's what I see here. If you need to withdraw and find balance, do that. If you need to walk away, your intuition is saying to walk away, do that. If it's calling on you to rise up and respond differently, though, I do feel, to break a chain, to break an old pattern, to rebirth here. So, you are ready, and you are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. So what I was saying before as well, about connecting to those people that may nurture you, or practitioners, or however you feel guided to connect. And this also could be with your divine counterpart here, to connect together. And maybe you're ready, if you have been in isolation. This could be an indication that you're ready to come out of that and reconnect, and to bring the light back into the connection at this time. But not until you're ready, I do feel. I feel like this is something that may need a little more time yet, and that's okay. Don't push it. That's fine. Give yourself the permission to take all the time you need. That's all I've got for this reading, and I feel like this one in particular is a lot more to unfold yet here. So next week will be interesting to see what happens there. So I'm going to leave it here, and I hope that gave some clarity, comfort, guidance, and I'll see you next time.